lost to this veteran, the rather more stony-faced Hikari Okubo from Samoa Racing Team.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, Des, Hikari Okubo has been endurance racing. His current focus is on the Suzuka 8 Hour, so he's been riding super bikes. He only got onto this bike that he's riding now on Friday, so incredible performance, really.
Herjan Atna.
Herjan rode well through the race but made a terrible start, so that's what he needs to fix for this race. Anupab was quicker in warm-up than almost everybody else this morning, so he's found a little bit extra. Let's see what that turns out to be.
Yeah, the tie is in P4 on the grid. Came fourth in the race yesterday. And this is Kaisuke Tanaka. Apiwat Wangtananam, who is in P7. So he's on the third row of the grid for Nitro Ryota Racing. Good to have him back as a wild card, and we hope to persuade him to keep on coming back, because he's been such an important part of Arrc for much of the last decade.
Yeah, he has. 250s, superbikes, 600s, 600 champion 2 years ago.
Kyle Paui, we've been following his progress ever since he was a youngster. When one of the youth championships over a decade ago, went on to compete in the Worlds.
Yeah, struggling though this season. All is not right there. In fact, Idemitsu Honda Racing Malaysia, Kip and Helmi really not reaching their potential.
Helmi had a great first weekend in Sepang, a 45-point weekend. Since then, it's been all downhill. A P6, followed by a P10, followed by a P14. So the only way from there is, well, there's two ways. Now they keep on going down, or get back up to the quality that we know Helmi Asman is. Helmi is a terrific competitor. Supersport 600cc. 16 on the starting line, including Zhao Tianhao from Victor Racing Team at the back. Gives us a chance in just a second or so to run you through how it will look as we look into the countryside on this picturesque venue. On pole is Kazma Daniel Kazmudin, the defending champion, current championship leader, but second yesterday to Hikaru Okubo, the wildcard from Samoa Racing Team. Herjan Atna Ferdus is currently in 5th place in the championship standings, looking to get closer to the top 3.
Yeah, third in the standings and leading row 4 is Anupab Samoon for Yamaha Thailand Racing Team. Keisuke Tanaka for Nitro Ryota Racing is 5th, and Tanak Longpiao looking for better results today, starts 6th.
Still being the highlight performance of the season for me, his win in Poiram in race number 2. Apiwat Tanan, and welcome back to Nitro Ryota Racing on the Yamaha for Apiwat. Carol Idampawi looking forward to welcome back the old Kip if he possibly can get more out of the Honda CBR 600. Similarly for his teammate and countryman Helmi Asman on the Honda, he's in P9.
Two more teammates together on row 4, Ferozi Torakatula and Wayu Nugroho for Yamaha Racing Indonesia, and Kitsadar Tanachot for Honda Racing Thailand starts 12th.
On P13, slightly disappointing for McKinley Kalpaz. The Hongleong Yamaha has performed well under him so far this season, so P13 frustrating. MS Glow for men, we heard the interview with Dimas Eki Pratama. As you say, he's kind of leading the project. Izam Iqmal on bike number 24 for Victor Racing Team in P15.
And Zhao Tianhao for Victor Racing Team rounds off the grid in P16.
This is the highlight of this Motegi circuit, the run downhill. Sharp right-hand turn under the bridge. It's a thrilling finale to this. You can see the work going on the bridge overneath. That's the oval being dismantled. I keep mentioning it because it's such a thrilling part. We used to call it the twin ring. Now it's the mobility resort Motegi.
Yeah, iconic part of this circuit. It has left us with the legacy, or the shape of this arena that is Motegi on the top of the mountain here in Tochigi Prefecture.
Zul from Idemitsu Honda looks on, rather pensive there. His team has had success in the past, but this is a very competitive field. Yamaha also hoping that their man, Kazma Daniel, can build up. Okay, we are all just about set. Kazma, right of your shot, on pole position. Revved up, ready to go. Kazma is off to a flyer. Okubu goes with him. All three are off very, very nicely. Tanat's made a good start as well from the second row. But it is Kazma Daniel, like yesterday, has used pole position to elevate himself into the lead through turn one.
And much better off the start was the number 46 of Herjan Atner, Tanat Longpliao, putting himself into the conversation as well. Yeah, Okubo got off the line really quickly, but just coming down into the first turn, Kazma really got the power down, got it, the entry exactly right. He has a little gap at the front right now. Okubo says that he has changed a few things on the bike to get it going better today.
That's a bit disturbing for everybody else, because he was pretty impressive yesterday, both in tracking Kazma for 9 laps and then going past him and establishing quite a lead. You mentioned it several times, Herjan Atner, much better start. If he stays in contention through half the race, then he'll be very much a contender for the race.
Yeah, that alone could reshape this race, make it very different from yesterday. As Anupab has a look up the inside of his Honda-mounted countryman, Tanat Longpliao.
Right behind him is Apiwat Wangtanen as well. Those two joined at the hip, seemingly. And behind them, Karadin Paui's got himself into P7. That means Keisuke Tanaka has dropped down a little bit. Tanaka on bike 41, one of the wild cards.
Yeah, it could be Apiwat getting dropped just a little bit off the back of this group. Let's see, he'll be keen to hang on to it. We know how competitive he is. And Kip holding on to the back of Apiwat, then it's Keisuke Tanaka. Over the line. Okubo has a look up the inside of Kazma. Herjan staying right on their pace.
Kumaseki coming through 4.3 seconds down. Desperately trying to be holding on to the back of the second group. Tanaka's dropped down to P8. McKinley Paz in that second group is there. But this is quite a torrid pace being set by Kazma once again. He's really confident at the moment. The way he recovered in qualifying from his crash to then go out and set a really fast time and be on pole position just spoke volumes about how he's feeling and how his crew is at the moment.
Yes, it does. And just the steel that lies under that cheeky chappy exterior that he's got. And he is very strong mentally when he's at the front. He resisted Ikari Okubo, and it was only...
Whoa! Okubo knocks him out.
And left him no option but to give way. Let's see what Okubo has found.
Well, let's let Herjan Atner Third-House just to close in on the back of Kazma. He looks behind, a little bit worried. They'll come steaming down this hill. Well, I wonder if Okubo is going to be able to run away from everybody.
Tanat having a look here, much quicker, much more confident than he was yesterday. So whatever they found, he mentioned in pit lane, they'd found something.
Yeah, at the end of the session, we can pack up our microphones and go home, and very often the crews and the riders are left here till the wee hours of the morning just to try something a little bit different. This is a much closer race than yesterday. Yesterday, around about this time, the front two were pulling away, but Tanat Longpliao has just posted the fastest lap of 1:53.7, 4/10 quicker than Okubo.
Yeah, he did look confident and sounded confident when I chatted with him during the pit walk earlier. didn't have a good year last year. Yesterday performed below potential, although he has got the race of the season under his belt so far, Des, as you mentioned. Here he comes.
Right on cue. Editorially literate. That's brilliant from Tanat, the young player. And also Akubo was taken, as he was surprised by Tanat. Kazma's gone through as well. So suddenly yesterday's race winner is finding it's not so easy on day number 2 when everybody else has had a chance to work out the foibles of this circuit.
And this is quite a long train here.
It's quite a fast train.
It is the fast train. We do have, we like our fast trains in Japan.
We do. Our Arrc Shinkansen. As they come through. It is indeed that young player. Loving this.
Yeah.
So different, and 7 riders within a second of each other. Caroline Powie holding on grimly to the back of that. Apiwat and Anupar, Persian, Akubo, Kazma, Tana. That's quality. Even the second group, Caroline Powie, McKinley Carl Paz, Waina Grohu. There's some serious quality there. Poor old Helmi Asman struggling. Down in P13 again. Tanat leads.
Yeah, he looks comfortable at the front, Tanat.
Quarter of the way through.
Kubo hassling once again. Kazma Daniel, championship leader for Hongleong Yamaha.
We go around the Dunlop Sport Max corner. There's the championship standings, and Tanat, if it remains like this, would just nibble into Kazma Daniel's championship lead. I'm sure Kubo could well become a spoiler. And Anupar will need to do better. Herjan Atlas trying to get there. There is indeed a Kubo. Has a little peek on the inside. A little bit further back. 41 is Kaisuke Tanaka. Further back there, that's Helmi Asman struggling. What has gone wrong for the team and for Helmi this weekend? It's been horrific for them. Started with the typhoon, started with the delays, and they've never really been able to get going, it seems.
Yeah, and coming on to the back of Tanat now in this section, going into the left-hander was Akubo.
Anupar's got himself into P4.
Yeah, he hasn't been on the podium this weekend. That won't have pleased him.
Yeah, 3 out of 5 podiums for Anupar. Everybody pretty central. That's an interesting line. Then they go wide, and Tanat.
Yeah, and Apiwat's coming through. I saw a little earlier McKinley Carl Paz, perhaps. Yeah, he's kind of marooned at the moment behind this group. Looking for a better result than yesterday.
First 5 fizzed through us, less than a second between 1 and 5. And Herjan Atlas not out to the equation. Caroline Powie desperately trying to hold on to the tail end of this first group of 6.
Yeah,
heads raised, legs out. Mirror images of each other.
Yeah, there was a little gap from the front 4 back, but that's been closed up now by Apiwat.
Akubo slides through as they go under the bridge around Shorewing Corner.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Kazma having a look now at the back of that Honda of Tanat.
Akubo looking for a win double.
Yeah, that would be taking big championship points away from the regular riders. Second on the road, Tanat. Second in the championship. Third on the road, first in the championship is Kazma. Fourth on the road and third in the championship is Apiwat as it stands.
Well, Tanat not taking Akubu's challenge, lying down. Challengers in, and look at that. Oh, Apiwat Wangtananon. Just trying to cut into his old mate, Anupab Samu. They've done that once or twice in their career.
They certainly have. Good to see Apiwat staying with this group. Still a long way to go.
Long way to go. 7 laps to go. Akubu from Tanat, the young player, who still has the fastest lap. But we've just seen a 1:54 dead from Hikari Akubu, which was a 10th faster than his previous lap. And they're all lapping around about the same. Tanat comes out from the slipstream. But Tanat is there. And this time, Kazma, who led for 9 of the 12 laps yesterday, this time letting somebody else take the strain.
Yeah, let's see how that works out as a strategy. Very hard to tell with these 6 riders in the leading group at the moment.
Kip is just being dropped. Atna is still in there on the Astra Honda. As we have a look at the Honda and Yamaha.
Yeah, Khaled and Powie coming in within the sights of McKinley Carl Paz. Kitsadar not far behind him either. In terms of the championship contenders on the road, it is Tanat who's got the advantage at the moment, and Anupab has gotten ahead of Kazma.
Love this shot. Tanat. Well, he goes into the lead. Akubu not having things his own way today. Akubu could just patiently wait because it was mano-mano yesterday. Now it's a big group, just snapping at the heels of each other. It'll be Tanat Leongkiao who's going to lead. Second time he's taken the lead. He fizzes through the start-finish line ahead of Akubu. And a challenge there also coming in from Anupab, who's got ahead of Apiwat. Kazma has lost a couple of places, Kazma Daniel. And that will affect that live championship, because Tanat, if it remains like this, would be the new championship leader. If it remains like this.
Fascinating stuff. And
a little twitch from Tanat, who couldn't hold it. And that live championship immediately changes, because Tanat drops down to P3.
Yeah, I thought he was going to lose more places than that, but he recovered well. He's got Apiwat for company now on the inside, but he turns in ahead of him.
It's amazing how that right turn under the bridge just funnels everybody in. Got to be very, very brave. Tanat desperately trying to get back. And he made that one mistake.
Yeah, that has changed the way that the race looks at the moment. Anupab looking really aggressive behind Akubo.
And Kazma's dropped down even beyond Herjan Atna. Herjan has got in front of Apiwat, and then Kazma comes on the inside of Apiwat. Couldn't quite get through. Oh, this is terrific.
This is a terrific race. Very hard to predict. It looked as though Anupab was going to remain around the lower podium spots, or perhaps finish just off again. But now he's challenging for the lead, and he's taking it from Hikari Akubo, or is he? No.
Well, he did, and then he didn't. And then it changed behind them as Tanat comes in 3, and Herjan, you made the call with Herjan. You know your stuff, Barry Russell, don't you?
Oh, that's just luck, Des.
Go quicker, says the board.
Yeah, great advice.
As they do, Akubo it is who leads through. 5 laps to go. Kazma's not out of it. Top 6 are all there. Carolyn Powie just being dropped a little bit, which is frustrating for him. He'll come under pressure from McKinley Kalpaz, who's got past Kitsada, Weiner Grove and Farozi. They're in their own little battle. But this is great stuff up top.
Yeah, Akubo not getting away on that Sanwa Honda. He's got almost the Honda of Tanat for company, but Anupab makes sure he stays in P2.
There's Kazma Daniel, the current championship leader. I say current. It could change if it's one positional change. He's in P6 now. Akubu maybe tries to make a break. Different lines coming in from Anupab, going up the hill. Just trying to get yourself in position for the hairpin up at the top of the hill, then the sweep down to turn 11.
Yeah, two very experienced riders there at the front. And you were talking about Apiwat. Anupab equally has been around this championship for around a decade.
Bottom left, you're seeing the pit crews, and there's massive screens where they can look to see what is going on. Terrific facilities here at Motegi.
And down the hill, here comes Anupab. Can he get stopped?
There we go, new live championship. Very brave of our producer to put those live championship graphics in.
Given how fast the places at the front are changing.
Indeed. So Kazma's back on top, Tanat in 3, but that's great. To have a top 3 that close. Remember, we only won on a count back last season. So this championship looks like it's going to race 12 of the season. There is Kazma Daniel, who won it on the count back after the last corner of the last race of last season. That was memorable. Tanat winning last time out in Buram. That was memorable. This race is turning out to be a memorable Super Sport 600. 3.5 laps to go. Fastest lap from Tanat Leongpli out. But the lead for Anupab Samun. But Akubu, he just has that daunting presence, and the man in black sweeps through to the lead.
Yeah, Anupab wants this. He doesn't want to lose points to wild card, that's for sure. And just on the back of this group, Kazma is finding himself in the company of Kip and of McKinley Carl Paz.
He is.
So this fast train is getting longer.
KYT helmets corner. There's contact between Tanat and Apiwat. Is barged out of the way. That could have been a lot more consequential than it turned out to be. And all the front two just beginning to edge away by a little bit.
Yeah, watch the performance of Apiwat from here. He doesn't like getting treatment handed out to him.
Anupab Nakub at the front. Here's the contact coming in, Tanat and Apiwat. So you're anticipating a reaction from Apiwat?
Yeah, he's a fierce competitor. He's got some real vim in him, especially for a young, I mean, he's a more senior Thai rider these days, also in his 30s, along with Anupab. And that was one of the young guns that just gave him a nudge.
400ths of a second separating one from two. Apiwat is in there. Kazma, as you say, is under pressure from Kip. He's re-established that little gap. So his sector 4 is pretty good compared to the Honda of Khalid and Pawi. And he's just giving himself a little bit of relief. But it's a little bit different today than it was yesterday for the championship leader, the current championship leader.
Yeah, Tanat just slipping back a little bit. He's behind his Indonesian counterpart.
Grohu, like number 89, down in 10. Shows you the quality of this field. We like Nagrohu. Well, so then, Akubu going up the hill. 2.5 laps to go. Looks like he's trying to make a little bit of a break. He's got a little bit of space. That's half a second.
Yeah, it is half a second. Let's see what Anupab can do behind him. Or is Anupab holding up the riders behind him?
Tanat dropped to P4. Hergen's got himself up to 3.
Yeah, they're bunching up.
They're bunching up behind Akubu. Tell you what, this would be a mighty impressive double. If Hikari Akubu can hold on for this.
Look how close this is.
Tanat, can he hold that? Back wheel just wobbles, but he does indeed hold it. Knees, shoulders almost to the ground through 13 and 14. 2 laps to go. It will be Akubu who leads, and it's a healthy lead. Not a substantial lead, but a healthy lead.
Yeah, that's 0.3. I had it pegged at half a second as well, Des, but perhaps just closing up a little bit on the run to the line. Perhaps the Yamaha just had a little bit more speed, the Yamaha of Anupab.
Kazma being dropped a little bit. He'll desperately try to get more than 10 points for P6. He's got Apiwat in front of him. Akubu accelerates away. Anupab's the only one who can compete with this pace. Tanat, he's got to worry about Herjan and Apiwat behind him. Akubu, tighter line through Apiwat.
Yeah, and Anupab just had to roll off a little bit. So it looks as though he's got a little bit more pace through the twisty bits here at Motegi.
But then again, look at that. Anupab has responded. Different line up the hill. It's a gradual incline. And you're just leading to the hairpin.
Yeah, this is good work from Anupab on making that R6 really work through the back section of this circuit.
And he's managed to close down that gap. It did look like Akubu was getting away.
That is not having the best time.
Victor Racing is Ikmal. Anupab comes down the hill. Leaves the braking nice and late, does Akubu, who'll know this circuit very, very well over the years. All Japan Racing and championships galore, going back nearly 15 years, 16 years, 2010.
There will have been some calculations going on under the helmet of Anupab.
Final lap. A thriller. A thriller in Motegi. Tanat has got the better of Herjan, a 1:53.1. Best lap of the race so far. But is it a little bit too late? Akubu still leads. And he's strong in this part of the track.
Yeah, let's see what Anupab can do. He's got himself closer on the back section of the circuit, sectors 2 and 3.
That's the Shorewin Entertainment curve. And these boys are providing entertainment. And a battle is Anupab. Has he got anything left? Has Tanat got anything left?
Yeah, Tanat's looking strong too. But if Anupab just through the next few turns can get himself really close to Akubo, and you can see him looking up the inside there.
He is looking up the inside, but where is the space?
And last time around he will have calculated the breaking point of Akubo on the run down to the crucial turn 11. He's getting as close as he can right now.
We're all down to this final 4 turns. They'll turn into this hairpin, and then it's the sprint down the hill. And then who has the best line? Akubu looking for the win double. Still has the lead, but how about this? Anupab Samoon on the Yamaha takes a different line. Goes through on the inside. Anupab Samoon. Akubu blocks him off. Akubu, can he hold it? The answer is yes. What kind of a drive out can he get? Anupab has a look on the inside. Akubu is there. Akubu into turn 14. Now the drive is on. Akubu looks for win number 2. And Sanwa Racing are going to get a win double through Hikari Akubu. That is fabulous. Ahead of Anupab and Tanat and Herjan, Apiwat and Kazma. Top work, Hikari Akubu.
Brilliantly done, because I tell you what, Anupab had him under so much pressure there.
It's celebrating. It's celebrating. Oof, he lost balance of his own bike.
Well, I think just losing attention, or perhaps some of the riders around him not looking straight ahead.
Oof.
Dangerous situation, but Akubo back on his bike, pointing the wrong way.
Wow. So, a dramatic race with a dramatic ending. I'm sure race control will be telling him off. He'll be getting fines for that.
Depends what caused it. It might have been that he was clipped by somebody else who wasn't looking where they were going.
But all is good. There's your winner, Hikari Akubu. Okay. All's well that ends well.
Yeah.
Win double. Fantastically done.
And a nice little U-turn as well. Now, there he is. He's Oh, yeah, that was. He bumped into Anupab while celebrating with both arms in the air, so that was entirely Hikari Okubo's fault. He will get a ticking off for that.
A little bit red-faced, but that's okay.
Well, if he were going on to the next round, which he isn't, that would probably be along that penalty.
And his visor's going to need replacing. That windshield is destroyed. I'm glad we can laugh about it. Things like that can be disastrous, as we know from our own experience on the Arrc. Anupab is offering his apologies, and that's a good sport. Sorry, Sam, he says. But you did come into me. But there is Anupab, and their thumbs up, they're okay. Second position for Anupab Samun after a brilliant contest between those two. You're quite right, it looked like Anupab had it coming down the hill.
Yeah, it did. He did everything he could. Two very experienced riders, Okubo and Samun. But Okubo, what a brilliant weekend, stepping onto that bike for the first time on Friday morning for free practice. And then just making it go faster and faster all the way through. Surprise win yesterday. Less of a surprise today. He found a little bit extra. And Kazma Daniel lost a little bit of what he had yesterday. So interesting for the championship, especially with Tanat finishing third. Good improvement from Tanat as well.
Terrific. Hikari Okubo wins it for Samoa Racing. 0.2 of a second ahead of Anupab Samun after a brilliant finish. Tanat Leongpliao couldn't quite get the heroics of Boiram, but that's a nice podium for Tanat. It's actually 4 out of the last 5 podiums for Tanat. Persian Adna in P4, improvements for the Astra Honda racer. Apiwat in 5, Kazma in 6 with 10 points. He'll still be leader in the championship, but the gap has been cut. McKinley Kalpaz in 7. Carol Idem-Powie, who was more competitive on the Idemitsu Honda today, in P8. Kitsada for Honda Racing Thailand 9. Wayu Nugroho, Yamaha Racing Indonesia P10. Kaisuke Tanaka for Nitro Ryota on the Yamaha. Wildcard in 11. Fairozi Torkatula for Yamaha Racing 12. And Helmi Asman just 3 points. Gosh, you'll need to really get things work together ahead of the next race coming in Mandalika. Dimaseki in 14, Isam Ikmal in 15, and 1 lap down was Zhao Tianhao.
Yeah, just as we get to the podium, but you're right, Des, that's just a 5-point weekend for Helmi Asman, who came in third in the standings.